Hello, I'm John McAllister, and today in Upper Sandusky, my hometown, we're going to talk about Upper Sandusky's Rally in the Alley, the month of May. And one of the ladies and one of the people really involved with this and helped getting it started with some great help is Jan Stoneburner. Jan, as you know, is a local resident. She's done so much for Upper Sandusky in the ambassador type place. She's taught school. She's been involved in a lot of things. And I guess what I admire about her a lot is she's a go-getter. She's a go-getter. She's a person that likes to do projects and finish them and go on. But Jan's going to talk about Rally in the Alley today, and I'm really, really looking forward to this video podcast. Thank you. Okay, like I said earlier in the podcast, in the intro, my guest today is Jan Stoneburner from Upper Sandusky, as most of us know, since it's my hometown, Upper Sandusky. Jan, how are you?
I'm good. I'm so glad to see a fellow English teacher.
Yes. And in fact, I think I corrected one of your things once, your comment. No, it's good. I tell you what, off real quickly, and we'll go to business here. If I'm not so sure if I had it to do all over again, I'd have spent a semester on grammar and composition. Yeah. Not grammar, but composition. I love composition. Grammar, it's so bad. I wasted my time, I think, Jan.
Oh, man. When I went to Bowling Green after I graduated from high school, I'd been an A student in English, and I got to Bowling Green. I got an F on the first paper. It really shocked me. So I had to relearn to write, I'll tell you.
Well, my first class, it was an advanced writing class for composition. You had 7 penalty errors. The first 2 papers I got were Fs. I ended up getting a B in the class, but it's bad.
It really shakes you up, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, it did me. Anyway, it's good to see you, and we want to spend a lot of time today talking about Rally in the Alley.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen some promos. I've seen a sign, and I can't find the write-up in the newspaper that I was looking for. But anyway, let's talk about Rally in the Alley coming up in May.
Well, I love the star players. And, you know, since COVID and how times have changed, the membership has gone down just a little bit. And we need more help and we need more members. And the other thing, like in Upper Sandusky right now, you know this, is we had that fire a couple years ago and it took out like 4 of those buildings. Yes. And there's a young group. And they happen to be some of my former students that have a management company. And they bought those buildings and they're bringing them back. I mean, it's going to be new stores in there. And we wanted to be part of Thrive Upper Sandusky. So we're doing this event, Rally in the Alley, to kind of create a theater vibe in town and to raise memberships for the star players.
Okay. Tell me a little bit more about the buildings, the project now.
Okay. So, you know, the Star Theater and the star players are 2 different things.
Right.
But we use them interchangeably. But the theater building itself was, I know you know all this, but for our viewers, was built in 1940 by Leo Jones on West Wyandotte Avenue. So the building is historic. And we're going to take people on tours so they get to see the building. And then we have this event planned out in the alley. When they closed off the front of the building and they opened the entrance on the side, then the city labeled it Star Alley. And so that's where we're going to have entertainment, food trucks every Thursday in May from 6 to 8.
Okay. And go back to Leo Jones real quickly.
Yeah.
You know, I remember sitting in there and throwing popcorn up and candy up, said make those little lines through the air. See?
Well, yeah. Well, Leo Jones was the owner of a movie house. The Star Theater was first a movie house. Hey, here's a cute story if we have time. someone recently told me, I had a post on Facebook, told me that their mother had dropped off their brother to see a movie at the Star. Okay. And she wasn't there when the movie was over. And so this little guy was out on the curb crying. And this gentleman walked up to him and said, "Hey, little partner, what's wrong?" It was Roy Rogers.
I believe that.
We
Yeah.
still have a picture of Roy Rogers autographed in the box office, but he was a friend of Leo Jones. And
Right.
Leo Jones used to entertain all kinds of movie celebrities at the Star or at his home. A lot of people know his home is on North Sandusky Avenue, was where the Heads live now.
Right.
So it's a pretty cool history about the building itself. But
Sure.
but when he died, Jeff Roth and Dan Shields bought the building from his estate.
Okay.
And so they had it for a long time. And then the Star Players were able to buy it from Jeff, and they own the building now. Right. So we want people to come up and we'll show you the building, especially if you've never been there. But we know, because when I was in high school, we'd go there on bank night. It was something like for 50 cents.
50 cents.
Yeah, was it like a 50-cent lottery or yeah?
A drawing.
And then
50 cents. And then you now it build up to $500 sometimes, but
because no one would win. Is that
oh,
why?
yeah.
Well, right across from, a lot of people don't know this where the box office is, but right across from the post office, there's it's right beside Don Tomaso's, and you can see the blue and the big red star on there. Right. That was the original opening.
Right.
That's closed in now, but the marble floors are still there, and that's where that box office, the office actually was. It's kind of cool to know that, and we can show that to people.
That's really neat. This is what we've just talked about. It's really important because for the old people, I think it's really neat because we get on, we talk about Wyandotte memories and all, and those are memories.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
I mean, it had the ticket booth and everything, you know.
I'm sorry, I was going to tell you. So if you watch the Daily Chief Union this week, I submitted an article a little bit about it. And there's a picture because you'll remember this. Up until Upper Sandusky started the first all-night prom in the nation. Yeah. And part of the all-night prom was going to the Star Theater and watching a movie. And we have pictures in there back when, like the 1950s. That's really neat. Of kids. Well, kids, they look like adults back then, you know, how they dressed. And that's, there's a story about that in the Daily Chief.
I'll read that because we might have been one of the last classes to do that, though, I think, because there was a movie and then I think we were.
No, I was the prom advisor in the 80s.
Okay. Oh, you did it in the 80s? Okay.
Yeah, and we did that, but a lot of times then we started because, you know, the Star was closed. I haven't narrowed this down yet, but the Star was closed for a certain amount of years. Yeah. We used to show the movies in the auditorium at the high school.
Good.
I still remember.
But we went to, in 66 or 65, one of those 2 years, they introduced you as you came by in the car. You got out, they introduced you like big time. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about Rally in the Alley. Just what it is all going to be about, Jan.
Okay, well, so like I said, we're doing it. We're going to hustle the people that come. I just have to warn you. Scott Washburn is our MC. He's a great talker, and we want to sell memberships to the Star. But the whole evening is entertainment, and then the food trucks will be there, and then we have some special activities. And I could tell you about the different 5 weeks if you want me to.
Let's do that right now.
Okay.
Let's do May 2nd.
Okay, May 2nd, everybody around Upper Sandusky knows Ron Boos. He's our music man around here. He's in a lot of the shows at the Star. He's going to team up with a Sarah Grody from Marion. And they were in shows down at the Palace in Marion. What I understand, I did an interview with Paul James yesterday, and he was telling me that Sarah, I haven't met her yet, she is the best singer he knows to do Disney music. And so the kids will love this. They're going to sing. You know, we got a hay wagon. They're going to be up on there right by out in the alley. And then the first week is first Thursday. So all the food trucks will be downtown and
Okay.
people can bring that over. We'll have chairs set up and Premier Bank is letting us use their parking lot.
That's so neat. Do you remember back? I remember back 20 years ago or more now, where they would have some band came in. It was a it was a swing dance. I can't remember what it's called, but you see the older people get up there and do the dances and stuff.
Yes, yeah.
It's something like that.
Well, this is like they're like the acts. The people will just be watching, or drinking, or eating.
Yeah, right.
You know the new Tram Brewery that's been opened in town, Treadway. They open onto their back opens onto Star Alley, and the city has closed down on Thursday nights. They're going to close down both of those alleys. So he's putting up a canopy. He's going to be open back there.
Wow.
Brewing, so people can come and try his new brews. So we're excited about that. And other businesses in town are going to come over. There's a hair salon that's going to come and braid hair. I've invited all the businesses. If they want, we didn't organize it. They can just show up and be there.
How about May 9th? Tell me who Erica Bickhardt is.
Erica Bickhardt, I met her because she's former Mayor Scott Washburn's sister. And she lives in Findlay.
Okay.
She works over there, but professionally, she's a professional singer, and she travels with the Walt Sanders Cadillac Band. He's an Elvis Presley impersonator, and she's a backup singer for him.
Okay.
And when they're traveling, she does her own Karen Carpenter tribute, and she's a wonderful singer. I mean, we're lucky to get her. I mean, you know, she's volunteering to do this for us because she was in MASH with me last year. So we're really excited about her. Well, could I just say, I could just insert here, you know, because I was a teacher, you know this, when you teach in high school, you have so many students. And then I taught at Marion Tech for 10 years. I'm probably talking about 4,000 students. Yeah. And somebody asked me when I retired, which was 22 years ago, I can't believe it, wasn't I going to miss the students? And I said, do you know where they are? They're out in the community. I'm going to work with them. That's what this is all about. Scott Washburn, all these people. So, Larry Till, I grew up beside Larry Till. We lived beside each other, and he's real popular around here with his solo act. But he's teaming up with Brad Baker, who's a great actor. He was in MASH with me, and I asked him if they'd play. And so they're going to do that on May 16th.
Right, May 16th. And okay, then we go to the 23rd. And I actually saw these ladies perform when we went to see, Karen and I went to see something. I can't remember what it was at Star Theater.
The Christmas
that's what it was.
Show.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell me about the Marvelous Wonderettes.
Well, people know.
Right.
These are some of my favorites. I saw the show, The Marvelous Wonderettes, on Sanibel Island in Florida. Okay. And I loved it. It's all 50s and 60s music. It's like a tribute to that. And these are like 4 girls that are in high school in the 50s. Well, when I saw that show, you know, because these were my students, I said, if I can get the Bacon Girls and Miranda King, I could put this show on and it'll be a hit. Well, that's just what we did.
That's really neat. They're
going to reenact and they're going to sing some of the songs. And it's proven that show was a sellout when we did it a couple years ago. So I think people will really enjoy this.
So, Jen, where will they perform?
Well, you know, where you go into
specifically, I mean, where will they?
Well, you know, when you go into the Star and the side door, the entrance.
Oh, they'll be inside.
No, they're going to be right outside unless it rains, and then we're taking everything inside. It's rain or shine.
Okay.
So we're getting a hay wagon or implement wagon.
Okay.
And be up on that.
Okay.
Right here by the entrance. Yeah.
That's really neat. So you can just come by and watch for a while, and if you like it, stay, and if you don't, walk on. But still, you don't have to go inside or
they can. Restrooms are there. The candy counters
to watch
there.
These performances, unless it rains.
And we hope people will bring their own like folding chairs. You know, I
was going to ask you that. probably better to bring folding chairs, and everybody does that. I mean,
Yes.
everybody has folding chairs, I think. So,
Yeah.
well, that would be really good.
Yeah.
And I was okay. Let's do the last one here. This is the 20th. Whoops.
We're going to do the 30th, May 30th.
30th, I think I had.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, be careful. That's Ethan Corty, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Not Aaron. Aaron's his dad.
Yeah. Okay.
Ethan has been starred in a lot of shows up at the theater, and he's really, really good. He's going to help me because this is going to be open mic night for kids. Anybody in the area, K through 12, and they can come up and sing. And Ethan's going to fill in and sing in between to keep it rolling. And the Star Theater, the Star Players have a group called Star Kids. Right now, they're practicing to put on Beauty and the Beast this summer.
Wow.
They're going to sing a couple songs too. So we'd like to thank you for giving me this opportunity to invite anybody, any kids, K through 12, to come up and sing on the mic. It would help if they got hold of me so we know we have enough slots for them and we have the right equipment that they might need.
And I know people know this, but open mic means that anybody can come out as the crowd or audience can come up and sing. And I think the other thing, excuse me, important there is K through 12, high school kids. I mean, for sure, and young kids for sure as well. But it's K through 12, so that's inclusive. Really good.
And and we want people to know it's not a competition. There's no judging. It's fun. It's just for fun.
Right.
Oh, okay. Hey, that night, John, we think we'll have a big crowd because our food truck is Chick-fil-A.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I should have run a streamer on that someplace. Let's repeat that. Chick-fil-A is the food truck.
Yeah. And can I tell you, do you have time? I want to tell you a quick story. We had to do Lori McGuire got all the food trucks. She is awesome. Right. Anyhow, she got them. There's a rule that they can only come within so many miles of a brick and mortar store. Okay. So they're in Findlay. So we were within 2 miles. We made it. But then they said, listen, we can't come for just 2 hours. 6 to 8 is when Rally in the Alley is.
Okay.
So I had to go to the city and get a waiver to get them here excuse me, that they could come longer. So that's where something funny happened. Oh, they're going to be out in front of the courthouse then. Guess what? From 1 to 8. So people can get their lunch downtown. People can get their lunch at Chick-fil-A too.
I think that's huge. So I'd repeat it again. 1 o'clock till 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Chick-fil-A.
In front of the courthouse.
So when I went to the city council to get the waiver, I've told this story a couple of times. Sorry if you've already heard it, but the chief of police was there and he had a real straight face and I don't know him that well. And he wasn't one of my students. I'm too old now. But anyhow, he had this straight face and he says, I don't know if we can do that. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm not going to get this. And he said, I don't know if I have enough manpower to control the crowd for the Chick-fil-A.
That's really
it's going to be popular. Yeah.
Okay. It starts the second. How can we promote it? Because I think it's huge. I love things like this for Upper Sandusky. I'm an Upper Sandusky, Wyandotte County guy. No, it's not up on the lake. And yes, it's the home of the Deebers play basketball here. So I always answer. And then, do you know Robbie Lee? Yeah, I knew Robbie Lee. That's what I always get. So how can what other ways are you trying to promote it, Jan?
Hey, can I just piggyback on you for a minute? You know what people ask me? Did I know John Diebler? He was one of my students in the speech class. So I said, yeah. And of course I know Robbie. I went to high school with him.
I know.
We want people from all over, and of course, the more support, people know this. My daughter lives in Chelsea, Michigan, where they had the Purple Rose Theater. It is a fantastic little town the size of Upper.
Right.
We'd like to help promote Upper Sandusky like that. People go to Chelsea all the time. We'd like people to come to Upper Sandusky. And
Right.
so I think your podcast reaches out past just our hometown.
Oh yeah, it'll go all over the country, honestly. But I mean, I'll put it on Facebook, and I'll make sure it goes all out. The other thing, this is great. It went 20 minutes, exactly what I was shooting for. You don't want to go much longer, but it's great. Jan, I think Festival of Lights proves if you build it, they will come.
Yes.
And if you're good at it, I mean, everybody knows about the lengths of traffic and all that stuff, but I'm just saying, if it's possible, it's possible. I admire those guys because so many people they just sit back. I admire the Festival of Lights people, and maybe we can get this program going.
Yes.
Every year.
Yeah, maybe. I'm hoping because I'm burning out. I'm getting to be I'm going to be 78 this summer. I'm hoping there's some young people that will pick this up, and I'll help them, and maybe we can get it going. And one last thing I would tell you, because you're talking about the fantasy of lights, that Ron Boos had a dream. We're trying to create this mood. Had the dream of putting Edison lights down the alley, and we did it. It's going to be one of our first events. Mark and Nancy Johnson, Eric Godfrey, and Piper Hardware teamed up and donated all these lights, and we're stringing them down the alley, and it's going to be a countdown to lighting them on the first night.
That's super.
Lots of excitement.
Really good. Yeah. Well, Jan, thank you so much. I've learned some things, and it's really great to promote Upper Sandusky. This is I always called it my safe home because Debbie and I always said, if something goes wrong, I know we can come back to Upper Sandusky, and we did. Anyway, thank you, and close it with you. Anything you have to say?
Thank you. No, but please come. We'd love to have you. We love our hometown.
Upper Sandusky, my hometown. Thank you, Jan.
Thank you. Bye now.